Certainly something to look forward to between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on every Sunday. That is Testify again with Oluetu Salai, somebody who can definitely take you through the journey of spirituality within that time frame and does it so flawlessly. Thank you so much for joining us. It's 20 minutes now after 9 a.m. Time for us to check out moments in our current affairs. France's Catholic Church on Monday revealed that 11 former or serving French bishops have been accused of sexual violence or failing to report abuse cases, including a cardinal who confessed to assaulting a girl decades ago. In a shock revelation, the president of the Bishops' Conference of France told reporters that some of the high-ranking church officials faced criminal prosecution or a church tribunal, or both. Among them is Jean-Pierre Ricard, a long-standing bishop of Bordeaux, who was made a cardinal by the Pope Francis in 2016, and who has admitted to reprehensible act on a 14-year-old in Desmoulins, Beaufort said. 35 years ago, when I was a priest, I behaved in a reprehensible way towards a girl of 14, Ricard wrote in a message to the conference. There is no doubt that my behavior caused serious and long-lasting consequences to that person. The cardinal said, adding that he had since asked the woman for forgiveness. French bishops are meeting in Lourdes in southwestern France, for their autumn conference to discuss the ways to improve their communication and transparency regarding historical sex crime and allegations against the clergy. The public confession by Ricard, who's 78, was received like a shock by bishops. Ricard, who's 78, was bishop in Coutances, Montpellier, and then Bordeaux between 2001 and 2019. All of the accused will face the prosecution of the church or the disciplinary procedures, and he said the 6 former bishops have already been accused of sexual abuse by judiciary or your country, or by judiciary and the church, of whom one of whom since has died. The United States Department of Justice has stopped a massive multi-state catalytic converter theft ring. The agency indicated that 21 people across 5 states and sought the forfeiture of about $545 million in assets. The grand jury in the Eastern District of California has a count of 40-count indictment against 9 people for crimes like conspiracy to transport stolen catalytic converters and conspiracy to commit money laundering. A group in Sacramento was allegedly buying stolen catalytic converters from local thieves. These folks then shipped them to a company, DG Auto in New Jersey, and made over $38 million from the scheme. The Department of Justice indictment includes people from DG Auto. The company allegedly knowingly bought stolen catalytic converters and took them apart to extract the precious metal powders inside. It then sold the material to a refinery and made over $545 million in the process. A one-time senior SAPS official says she was recently targeted by hitmen after the whistleblower threatened to go public with some of the damning information about the corruption within the police force. Her purported evidence implicates Cyril Ramaphosa and Bheki Cele. Patricia Morgan Mashale claims to be sitting on a number of explosive bombshells. According to her, the whistleblower, the 2 high-ranking cops, including a serving general, are actually foreign nationals. Specific cases of nepotism, multi-million rand fraud, and forgery have been issued and raised against the PMM. This evening, I was chased by a black Ford Ranger. I was like an action movie. I was so shocked, she said. I couldn't even drive to a police station. I felt like going there would have also gotten me killed. It felt like I was hunted animal. This wasn't ordinary criminals. It was the government. They knew I was coming on the show this evening. When I first blew the whistle on SAPS corruption, there was another attempt on my life. I had to go into hiding. They will not let me apply for protection. My location has already been compromised. Yo. All of this happening right under our noses. Eskom obtained a judgment from the High Court in Pretoria last month against the municipality whose main towns are Vereeniging and Vanderbijl Park after it failed to settle its account in the accumulated arrears. The electricity generator has started execution steps against the municipality to recover some of the municipality debt, including attaching the local authorities' bank accounts and movable assets. Mfuleni municipality owes Eskom 5.3 billion despite litigation brought by the power utility since March 2018 to get the municipality to service its account. Despite the municipality's healthy revenue collection rate of about 90% from its customers, Mfuleni still failed to pay a portion of its overdue account. Eskom has also served Mfuleni with some further summons of 3.4 billion for non-payment of the bulk electricity supply, and to date, the local authority has failed to file a plea setting out the reasons for non-payment. Eskom said that the overdue debt is affecting its liquidity, financial performance, and sustainability, leaving it with no option but to borrow to meet its financial commitments. Eskom is owed about 50 billion rand by municipalities. Gang-ravaged areas in the city of Cape Town are on knife's edge following the assassination of a former Americans gang leader in Rocklands. Former Americans gang boss Kaldimola Dimes Madat died in a hail of bullets on Sunday around 12:45 p.m. in Monsoon Road in Rocklands. The gunman carrying out the alleged hit shot Madat 11 times. He was 56 years old. Police have confirmed that the motive of the incident was gang-related. Madat is the brother of convicted drug dealer and diamond smuggler Muhammad Madat. A source speaking on condition of anonymity said the hit on Madat was an inside job. According to the source, Madat purportedly received a tip-off that he was going to be the target of an attack. The warning appeared to be of little consequence. The occupants of the several cars pulled up in Monsoon Street on Sunday and opened fire indiscriminately, fatally wounding Madat and injuring his bodyguards. Cape Town Anti-Crime Prevention Ruhanda Pasqua also said that that shortly after the murder of Madat, information surfaced that it had been an inside job. Crazy how an entire community is on edge because of certain elements and the kind of influence that these people wield over the people in the community. The Special Investigating Unit has explained how South African actress and Tsotsi star Terry Pheto is implicated in fraud allegations relating to the funding by National Lotteries Commission. Pheto posted a tweet at the weekend stating she was shocked to learn about the SIU probe. It was reported on Friday that the unit had obtained a High Court preservation order to freeze 9 luxury properties, cars, and 2 restaurants valued at about 25 million rand belonging to various individuals. Efforts are underway to recover widespread fraud at the Lotteries Commission, with millions of rand being misappropriated in various instances. SIU spokesperson Kaiser Khanyago explains how Terry Pheto is implicated. He says, her name came into the fold when we were tracing the money and we ended up in this property that is owned by her. That is why her name is attached to this, because we were tracing the money that was supposed to have gone to an NPO to other people and ended up being used to buy property that she owns. Well, let's hope she gets that one sorted out. That doesn't sound like something you want to stay stuck in the middle of. Anyway, as we shall continue, we also remember that while all of this is happening, current affairs build up on a daily basis. So what is news today may be an issue tomorrow or a thing of the past, depending on how we consume and action upon the items of news that we find out. Families of the victims gunned down in Ndwedwe, KwaZulu-Natal, are demanding the police to work fast to arrest their killers. Their loved ones are among 11 people killed in separate incidents over the weekend. In one, several suspects opened fire outside a tuck shop at Ndwedwe. In the second, 6 people were killed in an informal settlement at Clermont. Police say that in the search is on to find shooters in both incidents. The provincial commissioner has tasked the crime intelligence to take over the investigations. Ndwedwe municipality says it will help families with funeral arrangements and counseling. Senseless violence continues to mar our society. The Joburg City Council will not debate a motion of no confidence in Mayor Mpho Phalatse on Friday. But she says she hopes the council will approve her plan to apply a 2 billion rand short-term loan to keep the municipality afloat. However, minority parties say that their vote in support of the loan isn't guaranteed. Minority parties say they're dismayed by the conduct of the Democratic Alliance under Phalatse's leadership. They say that the party hasn't focused on the critical functions of the city. They add that the new coalition would not be led by the ANC. Instead, it would be a co-governing structure. We are dismayed at the conduct of the Democratic Alliance in the governing of the city, says the ATM's Lubabalo Magwenju. It was revealed that the city of Johannesburg is owing a whopping 40 billion rand by businesses and residents. The city's managing director, Kevin Reddy, said the city has incurred debt or accrued debt in excess of 22 billion rand over the last decade. As a city, over this last 10 years, we have accrued debt that is so much. As a city, we are owed in excess of 40 billion. There's a very reputable mall in Sandton and medical aid company that have both had their debt written off. The question is, why? 29 minutes now before 10 o'clock. Expect disruptions at car licensing offices and border posts on Thursday. Those are some of the services which will be hit when government workers belonging to Public Servants Association embark on a one-day stay away. Wage talks between the public sector union and the government remain deadlocked. Last week, unions Dinosa, Nehau, Popcrew, Hospera issued strike certificates, but they are yet to notify the government of their plans. Workers have rejected government's 3% wage increase and have also added calling for 1,000 rand monthly gratuity payment to continue beyond March next year. The Public Servants Association, or PSA, which started lunchtime pickets last week, said Thursday's stay away will impact a number of the government departments. Springbok fly half Elton Jantjies has reportedly denounced the reports he checked into a rehab because of drug addiction. Last month, it was reported that the two independent sources stated that Jantjies booked himself into a Harmony clinic in Hout Bay for 21 days and was treated for drug addiction. The report came after the father of three accused of cheating on his wife, Eva Ristic, when Springbok dietitian Zinat Zimji and him were accused of having an affair. The rugby player who spoke on his way to board his flight in Cyprus to be with his wife and three boys who relocated to the island in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea after they're leaving their home in Japan. Addressing the claims, Elton Jantjies said he went to rehab due to his injuries sustained in January during a box game. In addition to that, he said he checked in to treat his insomnia, as he has been depending on sleeping pills for most of his life. He says, I also noted that I portrayed to be a drug addict with mental illness. I can proudly say I have no mental issues and I was never in rehab for drug abuse, he says. So the 32-year-old also admitted that he was heartbroken that he will not be part of the Springboks end-of-year tour, which will kick off against Dublin in Ireland on the weekend. Finally, and further afield in our beautiful continent of Africa, Tanzania on Monday held a special mass funeral for the 19 victims of Sunday's plane crash in Lake Victoria. The burial service was attended by Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa, who confirmed that the 26 people were rescued after the Precision Air flight from the coastal city of Dar es Salaam plunged into the water. He said 2 locals were injured and were recovering in hospital, were included in that number. Police said the aircraft was flying at about 100 meters when the encounter problems and bad weather. The company said the aircraft was an ATR 42-500 and manufactured by Toulouse-based Franco-Italian firm ATR and had 39 passengers, including an infant and 4 members of the crew. Video footage broadcast on local media showed the plane largely submerged and rescuers, including fishermen, waded through the water to bring people to safety. President Samia Suluhu Hassan expressed her condolences to those affected by the accident, saying, "We pray to God to help us. The disaster ranks amongst the deadliest plane crash in the Eastern African nation's history." And because of that, we have come to the end of our current affairs as we continue to do radio according to you. Stay with us. We'll be doing this until